Ghosts is a runaway hit, the #1 new comedy on TV, and it airs right here on CBS 8. It's about a group of ghosts in purgatory who get a new lease on the afterlife when one of the owners of the mansion they haunt has an accident that lets her see and talk to the apparitions. I had the pleasure of talking to a couple of the stars, Rebecca Wasaki and Brandon Scott Jones, this morning. They play Hetty and Isaac, and I had to ask why this show is resonating so well with audiences.
Okay, so big congratulations to Alberta and Flower for agreeing to be our first roommate pair.
We've said it before, but I think it's very apt that we're all a bunch of crazy people trapped like sardines in close quarters for what feels like could be eternity. I think everyone can relate to that right about now. And I think what has been appealing is this cast, this group of characters. It's an old school ensemble screwball comedy. And everyone is singing their song, playing their part, and I think the fans have found everyone can find something to relate to in one or more of these ghosts.
What I think people are really responding to is the relatability. I think not just only seeing stories that you feel are modern and they're, these are the problems that we're all going through, but then to see a Viking and a flower child go through them as well. There's something very nice, and it's something that connects us all and makes us feel like we're a little bit closer to each other and our ancestors as well. And I think connection is what we're all kind of dying for right now, right?
We're learning about your characters as we go along, about their history. What is maybe the most surprising thing that's come up for you, Rebecca, about Hetty's background, this kind of prudish Victorian woman?
She lived in a period of time in American history that was rather restrictive and repressive for women, and she bought into that. And the first person that she met after she died was Isaac, who treated her with kindness and listened to her voice and loved her. So it's no surprise to me at all that Hetty has perceived her relationship with Isaac over the years as a love relationship, and she'll be proven wrong in rather hilarious ways tonight, but in turn their relationship will become deepened.
Of course, I considered that romantic tensions could boil over between us.
One would say it's inevitable.
Brandon, what about your character? I mean, there are hints about it from the start, obviously, but what are the surprising parts about your character's journey? Because there's the obvious one that a lot of people pick up early, but your character is much deeper than that. All of them are.
Yeah, no, that's such a great point. The thing that really surprised me about him is how he does have this softer side. Like in the very beginning, for the first few episodes, he's this big kind of like blowhard, and then I think there was these moments where like every time there's always little moments in each episode where he really cares about another actor or another character on the show. And to see those moments built into the script have always been really, really fun. And I'm always sort of taken aback where I'm always like, oh, right, there is that extra level where maybe he doesn't know how to express it, but he does care so much for all of these people.
What's going on in tonight's episode?
Well, the title of the episode is Thorapy, so in which our friendly neighborhood Viking...
Time to discuss elephant in room. Who get Thor?
Played by Devin Chandler Long, goes to therapy because we realize that he's been suffering from night terrors for thousands of years, which is not fun. And so he is relieved of a burden that he's been carrying. And it is the catalyst, I think, for Isaac to discover that it might be time for him to relieve himself of a burden as well.
Where precisely would I be sleeping?
Well, my cot, well, flimsy, can support 2.
That's another fun thing too. Hetty and Isaac actually have to spend time in extra close quarters that they normally necessarily wouldn't. And I think it almost has like a little bit of like a sex farce energy tonight, which is gonna be fun.
Are you still with me, Isaac?
All right, I'm not gonna lie, big fan of the show.
Yeah, it looks pretty funny.
I had to wake up early to talk to them today, and I was happy to do it because they were a joy to talk to.
Sure.
If you're looking for a change of pace, if you're out there and you haven't watched this show, if you're looking for something lighthearted, fun, uplifting a little bit, Ghosts is your show.
Seems like it has the same vibe as kind of the Ted Lasso vein, where it's just lighthearted, funny.
It's
fun.
in that spectrum, is what I'll say. There's no mean-spirited, it's great laughs, and it's just a good time. And I saw more than one person interview them before me, and one of the common things, boyfriends and girlfriends, husbands and wives, other couples, they can all enjoy it together. It is crossing all sorts of boundaries.
That's cool.